Hi, everybody. Hope everybody is having a wonderful day, and it's been a great day here. Lots of cool things happening. I wanted to pull up a meme that I had made a few months ago and chat about it because it just hit me again today. I'm just going to pull it up. It's a Steve Jobs quote. I think you guys will all like it, and then we'll chat about what I want to talk about after that. But basically, it's this one. It says, "Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you cannot do is ignore them because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who usually do." And so, one of the things I want to talk about here is when we're getting out there, working on our lives or wanting to do things in our lives, and we get these crazy ideas. My grandmother said to me many years ago, I wanted to be the maestro of the New York Philharmonic. I was in band, and she said, well, this is going to be really difficult. And she was doing that lovingly. She wasn't doing that to be mean, so it's not an accusatory thing. Except one of the things I know a lot of wealthy people. I know a lot of successful people. I know a lot of actually best-selling authors. And so one of the things I know about them that is the secret sauce that's made them successful. I know a lot of people that have been successful in real estate and mortgages, successful as doctors and nurses. They are the ones that pushed hard against all adversity. They're the ones that continued forward, even if somebody said that's going to be hard. They continued to work on themselves. When people said they were crazy, there are people that have gotten off of drugs and alcohol, and the people that they hung out with started this, seeing them as judgmental, and it's because they dared enough to change something in their lives, to face something in themselves, those inner demons. I was just talking to one of my employees earlier, and she had talked about, in order to do sales, you have to face your demons. You have to face those demons that when somebody's going to hang up on you, that you don't take it personally. You have to face those demons that said, "Oh, I don't know if they're going to want to hear my pitch, and or if they're going to want to do anything with me, and they're not going to want to hear what I have to say about my offer." And that comes down to everything in life. It's not just sales. I've always equated sales to dating. The guy that comes up to you and asks you on a date, or the girl asks you on a date, and they have to overcome a lot of insecurities in themselves to get up, even work up the courage to say, "Hey, I'm interested. Would you like to go out and grab a cup of coffee? Or I'd like to get to know you better." That takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to get out there and really get out there and stand up for what you believe in. And that's not always about anything other than, hey, I want to have a good life, a successful life, and the life I have right now I'm not happy in. And so as a result of that, you start making changes in your life. Like I mentioned a couple videos ago that I started back to college this year, and a lot of people were like, "You don't need college." And maybe they're right, but I needed to do it for myself. It wasn't about insecurities. It wasn't about thinking I didn't have enough. It was something I needed to finish. And so what ends up happening is that the crazy ones, the ones that everybody deems as crazy, or I don't know why they're doing this, um, they're the ones that are saying, "Hey, nothing happens in life if I don't at least try. Nothing happens in life unless I get up on the saddle and try to move forward. Nothing happens in life if I don't actually do something. I don't lose weight unless I go out and start exercising or changing my habits and stuff like that. I won't have that business I've always dreamed of if I don't get out there and work on something every day towards that. I won't get my book done if I don't at least write a page a day, or set a commitment to myself and do that." nothing happens. Because what ends up happening is that we can talk about the law of attraction all we want, but there's also action that has to happen. The attraction doesn't happen unless you actually start going out. What ends up happening is all that stuff, all those demons that you've had trouble facing, you're going to have to start facing them. And what happens is the reason why the name of my business is Storytelling Alchemy is as you continue going forward, your story starts to change, because then you start to alchemize your mind and thoughts from those heavy limiting thoughts that was preventing you from moving forward into that golden state of thinking, which is the state or the optimal state of when things start happening. And so, but that doesn't happen if you're just sitting on your couch, upset, depressed. And because depression, what does it do? It keeps on attracting more depressed things into your life. And so why this is such a cool, fun thing is because when you're out there trying, when you dare to be different, when you dare to challenge the status quo by saying, I don't have to follow by all these rules that have been put on my head by television, by my teachers, by my family, my grandmother said, that's going to be difficult. And so therefore you don't try because it's difficult. Well, guess what? There's nothing in life. If you were just, there was a program that was put into our head that let's do something that's easier so I can, have something and be realistic. I'd say don't be realistic. Dream big. Dream big. Get out there and dream, because what's going to happen is that your heart and your mind will start syncing up and getting into that place to where things will start happening for you. Really cool story that happened. There is just today. So I started this last couple years ago building conferences on cruise ships with my business partner, Tina Michelle. We've had a lot of fun. We had a very successful one. We had another partner named Victor that was working on that, but he was very busy and he wasn't able to deal with us. And so then Tina and I are doing another one that's in February. So I just kept on started saying, because for years I would go and speak at these little churches, and I'd be like, why am I not being invited to speak at other places? Well, as soon as I started building my own stuff, I started getting this message that said, why don't you start building your own, knucklehead? And so the cruise was the first start of that. Well, so then I just moved into this area, and this area here in the downtown Newport Richey area on Main Street. And there's this hotel that was built in 1927 called the Hacienda. And not everybody knows, but Newport Richey was, they were trying to turn it into the Hollywood of the East. So Fred Astaire stayed at this hotel, and I've been literally walking by it. And this is how it works. You start walking by things and saying, that or better. And so last week, something told me to go on this wine walk, and I went with my friend Daniela. And we ran into the lady that's the director of marketing and events for that hotel. So we went and chatted with her. She was really nice. I said, we just need to be friends on top of everything. So, well, keep in mind, I've been walking by this place looking, and that would be really cool. I'd really like to see the inside of that or better. So today I messaged her on Facebook and said, hey, let's get together. I would love to just hang out and have coffee. You and your husband were great. I'd like to see the space when it's ready, all that kind of stuff. Well, I've also been networking with the guy that's the coffee shop owner in my building. So I went down there and I thought, something told me to go in there and talk to him. And I just had a few minutes for a meeting. So I went in there, and there's a lady that works for the local radio station. And she said, well, I'd like to talk to you about potentially working together on this idea that you have. So why am I telling you this story? Because as we start to act on those things that say, do this, act on this, go do this, and we're in that flow, see what happens is we don't act on the flow because fear overtakes us, because we were told to be careful because that could be hard. And so with the cruises, I aligned with somebody I knew was an expert at building conferences on cruises. What has she done? She's been an amazing mentor to me. And she also helped me overcome a lot of fears, because we align ourselves with the people that know what they're doing. And then we honor them too. We honor them. We're grateful for everything that they've given us, because my business partner is an incredible woman. And so, but now, guess what? there's a potential we'll be doing another thing. And then my friend Donna Campbell and I are looking at doing a retreat in Belize. And so, but nothing, another retreat with my friend Dr. Forrest and potentially in Spain. So none of this happens unless we get out there and do it. And it's not because of anything else, that I just love doing it. It's fun. And it's fun. I love seeing people inspired. I love seeing people excited. Well, what is it you love doing? What gets you excited? Are you acting on those things? Are you out there looking for yourself and trying to find yourself and acting on your heart to do the things that make you happy? And those are the questions you have to ask yourself. And you're saying no to a lot of those things, then the question is, I'm going to throw out to you is, what are you doing? Because I've been there. I've done that. I've done exactly whatever you're doing. And then we complain about what's going on in the world. We spend more time focusing in on what's wrong with the world and not enough things focusing on what is good in the world. And not enough time focusing in on being that maverick and getting out there and taking those leaps of faith for ourselves. So with that being said, much love. Tomorrow I will have Dr. Goswami on my Los Angeles Tribune's show. It'll be on 10 p.m. Eastern on this channel here on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or Twitter, with all the areas I'm broadcasting over, or it'll be on the LA Tribune TV on Roku TV. So everybody have an incredible time. Much love and peace, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.